Hey y'all, it's Dr. Tiffany. I hope you're doing well. Well, here's the latest on the mystery pneumonia situation that's developing. It has, there's a second cluster that has appeared in Massachusetts in a town called East Longmeadow, which is on the Massachusetts-Connecticut border, about 20 miles north of Hartford, Connecticut. That particular cluster seems to be yielding causes that are a mix of mycoplasma pneumonia and RSV. So a bacteria and a virus are both causing this in that area, which goes with some of the statements that we've seen from other areas that it's a mix of existing pathogens that is causing this. So, but that is a second area that is noticing a large cluster. Undoubtedly, there are many more across the U.S. That's the way these things work. Also, overseas in the Netherlands, the Netherlands Institute for Health Services and Research says that 80 out of 100,000 children aged 5 to 14 were diagnosed with pneumonia last week. That's their largest outbreak in recent years. Denmark has declared it an epidemic over there. And in China, there have been sightings of their hazmat outfit clad people who were responsible for strictly enforcing the lockdown and during the pandemic phase. So a sign that things are probably a little tenser than officials are letting on over there. Now, one thing I've gotten is things about symptoms, what are the symptoms and what's the diagnostic criteria of this? And I decided that it's time to go into a little depth on that, okay? Number one, the symptoms are basically respiratory symptoms. It's going to start out with a cough, sore throat, stuff like that, fever. Now, with pneumonia, however, the fever will generally tend to be a lot more present and sometimes higher grade. And also, people develop sometimes things like shortness of breath. So with mycoplasma, they may get a rash as well. But cough, congestion, fatigue, fever, shortness of breath, the rash if it's mycoplasma. It can also, I've seen very persistent reports of cough lasting like a month with this as well. So if you are having those symptoms and you're concerned about having pneumonia, the thing to do is to see your doctor and to actually, the way it is diagnosed for severe cases is a chest x-ray. Mild cases may not show up on chest x-rays. Okay, and behind me, I have an example of the white lung syndrome. Okay, I'm going to get out of the way here. Now, the white lung syndrome is the one on the left. As you can see, I put a normal one on the right for comparison. And as you can see, there is nothing okay about that one on the left compared to the one on the right. It looks like a bunch of cloudy little popcorn, basically a white lung. So if you're wondering what that was, that indicates severe airspace disease. It means that that's clogged with damage and debris like white blood cells, dead white blood cells, and bacteria. And it makes it hard to get oxygen in the blood, and that's why you get short of breath. This is severe disease. This would get hospitalized. Now, these x-rays that I used are adult x-rays. Okay, ones about on the current outbreak haven't really been circulating very widely yet. I wasn't able to find any. So, but that's what they're talking about when they say white lung syndrome. So it does mean that a lot of the kids are getting severe disease with this. What percentage it is, I don't know. It could be 1%. It could be 10%. There's also no figures on mortality. A lot of the questions that people have are a little too early to give good statements on. So that's why I'm making these videos, is to give you information as it comes available. So, and I do my best to try to answer the comments, but there can be a lot of them sometimes, okay? So I'll keep you posted, and in the meantime, I love you. Stay safe.